Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues.
You just go to the internet
and you can shop for weapons and they'll get delivered to your doorstep. In many states in America, there is no license required. In many states in America, you need not. Let's read namaz on the road. Let's offer namaz on the field. Let's push the boundaries. And if somebody says no, we'll scream Islamophobia, we'll play the victim card because this is what they have learned from the Palestinians. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, in shocking news, the Qataris have sentenced 8 Indian former naval officers to death. And today I'm going to discuss this case in a little bit of detail and what I think we should do. This is my appeal to everybody. We need to come out on the front foot. We need to bat. And I'm talking about non-governmental stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So, see, what the government is doing, the government is doing. I'm sure Prime Minister Modi and Dr. Jaishankar and also NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval, they have the ear to the ground. They know what's going on. They're in touch with the relevant authorities. But it is also our duty. When we say that, we love Fajis and we love our soldiers and we love everybody in the armed forces, we are grateful and we are spending time with our families, knowing that you're on the border. All these things, I'm sure you mean a lot. I'm sure you say it from the bottom of your heart. But this is the time to actually execute it on ground. Now, first, let me tell you the facts of the case. What has happened actually? 8 Navy veterans get death in Qatar, shocked India to contest order. And the foreign ministry, our foreign ministry said that it would not comment given the confidential nature of proceedings, but assured that it would contest the judgment. So these 8 officers, many of them decorated officers, very highly qualified, they've commanded warships, They were working for a company in Qatar. There's a Qatari company, a company called Dahra Global Technologies and Consultancy Services. This was a private firm providing training and related services to Qatar's armed forces. So it used to do consulting, training, services to Qatar's armed forces. Now, who's the owner of this company? Let's go to the very top and try to solve this problem from the top. The owner was a guy called Khamis Al-Ajmi, a retired squadron leader of the Royal Oman Air Force. So this is Qatar, that is Oman. So an Omani citizen comes to Qatar. He opens this company. The company is called Dahra Global Technologies and Consultancy Services. And then he hires a lot of guys. Now, what exactly is he doing? All right. He's an Air Force guy. He hires naval officers. And his idea was that, here I have it. And these guys were put on a project. And this project, highly sensitive project, Italian technology-based midget submarines with stealth characteristics and capabilities. So they're really, really small submarines. When I say, I don't know what exactly they mean when they say midget submarines. Could be 2 or 3 people, 4 people, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I could be absolutely off base and wrong. And I apologize in advance for that. But, there's a midget submarine. So are they like AI enabled? Are they, without human beings to guide them? Are they guided by some sort of a computer, some sort of a platform? We won't know because, and the reason I don't know is, ladies and gentlemen, is because they have not said anything about it. Had this been a platform that was discussed, I could have read about it and come back to you, but they're saying midget submarines, stealth technology. It could mean anything, So, done. So, this is what happened and they have been in jail. They were arrested in August 2022. So, it's been more than a year since they've been in prison and they've been granted consular access and they're able to speak to their families once in a week, etc. Now, the thing is that all these 8 people arrested, here are their names. Captain Navtej Singh Gill, right? 1. Captain Birendra Kumar Verma. 2. Number 3, Captain Saurav Vashisht. Number 4, Commander Amit Nagpal. Number 5, Commander Purnendu Tiwari. Number 6, Sogunkar Pakala, Commander Sogunkar Pakala. Number 7, Commander Sanjeev Gupta. And number 8, Sailor Ragesh. So all these gentlemen were part of this group. They had retired from the Navy, they had left the Navy, and now they were working overseas on a project, and they have been accused of spying for the Israelis. They've been accused of spying for the Israelis. Now, obviously, India will react and India will do whatever it wants to do. Now, this is a very sensitive thing. So, what they're trying to do is speak, get in touch with their own people, their own friends abroad, across the world, trying to speak to the Qataris. And I'm sure, as I said, The Prime Minister is fully involved, the Foreign Minister, the NSA, everybody is involved and everybody is trying to speak to them saying that, you can't just hang people like this. No, what we need to do, I'll tell you what. The facts of the case will come out in the media, and you'll know. In fact, we have a defense cooperation with Qatar, and we also have a cooperation by which, a signed agreement by which if some Indian gets arrested in Qatar, and I think vice versa also, the Qatari courts can sentence them, but it gives India the facilities to get those people to India and ensure that they complete the rest of their sentence in India. So this is the kind of agreement. So these guys will come back, okay? It's not like they will not come back. They will come back because there are things in place. The problem here is this, that Qatar should not have done this. If you're talking about Qatar-India friendship, I think oil money has gone to the Middle East's head. It went to the head a long time back. I think oil money has gone to their head, and it isn't even that much money. They look rich because lesser number of people, and when you talk about purchasing power parity, suddenly it looks very good because $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year is the average earning of one person, and in India it is between $2,500 to $3,000. So obviously, oil wealth, lesser number of people, so many things, which makes it look good. But India has bigger armed forces. India has more money than Qatar. India has far more money than Qatar, right? And India has other resources. It has diplomatic heft. And what India should do is, while back channel deliberations are going on and we are speaking to the Qataris, I would appeal with folded hands. I would appeal to the veteran community of India. And I would say to them, sir, let's go. Let's get together. We have shown the powers that be our stature and our might when we were protesting for OROP. Now, even during NFU, so many of us were active on social media and on news media and everything. So, this is one part of it. This is the time when we must stand up. There is another naval officer who is in Pakistan in the custody of the ISI, Kulbhushan Jadhav. We don't talk about him so much. So, all these people are abroad, and all these people must be brought back. It's our duty. So, we must get together. This is my appeal to all veterans, especially my seniors. If somebody gives the call, everybody will follow. I personally am committing on video, sir. If there is anything I can do in the media space or social media space, all you have to do is give us the orders. If it means organizing something, I promise I'll be at the, at the forefront, working on ground and executing orders. There is this thing, no problem at all. And I think in our thousands, we must gather. And in our thousands, we must march to the Qatari embassy in New Delhi. We must march there. We must go outside, we must sit outside, we must pressurize the Qatari embassy. And this entire, group of veterans, there are so many veteran associations. There are so many of us. We should get together and we should meet the Honorable Raksha Mantri, and we should request the Honorable Raksha Mantri to help with this. It can happen to anybody, and these are our brothers. We owe them that much loyalty. So I would request everybody, please come out, let's join hands, and I'm there in any way that I can help in this, in terms of the media space or social media space or anything else. Anything that is required, I'm willing to be of service. And I would request any senior officer, there are many of them, senior officer, to take up this just cause. And sir, I'm absolutely there. I mean, no questions asked. But these are our brothers, these are brother officers, and there's one sailor also. All 8 of them are our brothers, and we get them out as early as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is been this mass shooting in Maine, in America. And in the US, mass shootings are very common. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. This is very, very common in the United States of America. So, you will find these cases. Somebody goes into a shopping mall, kills 10 people. Somebody goes to a school, kills 20 kids. Somebody goes to a college or university, decimates absolutely 15 odd students. And this is very common in America because everybody has access to high-tech weaponry in America. Everybody, every civilian. America is the most weaponized nation on earth, and you can go to the internet and check. America has more weapons than people. That's you might find it funny and odd and amazing, but that's the way it is. America has more weapons than people. And so there are people who have multiple weapons in their homes. And, there is concealed carry and there is open carry and there are other rules. So different rules for different states. But the fact of the matter is, in some of the southern states in the United States of America, especially in the southern states, you can order a rifle or a pistol through the internet. It's just like me ordering coffee mugs on Amazon. I'm saying coffee mugs because that's what I ordered some time back. Now, in the US, just go to the internet and you can shop for weapons and they'll get delivered to your doorstep. In many states in America, there is no license required. In many states in America, you need not even declare whether you have got a criminal record or you're of unsound mind. Anybody can buy a weapon. I'm not saying everywhere. Some states have a very strict policy. But in America, it's known that getting a driving license is very difficult. And in many states in the United States of America, you don't even you need a driving license, but you don't need a gun license. And go to Walmart, go to any convenience store, buy a handgun, $300-400, pay in cash, get a gun, start shooting. So this Maine shooting was done by a guy called Robert Card. Now, Robert Card was in the US Army Reserve and he's said to have certain mental issues. He had been committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks in the summer of 2023. Now, what he has done is killed these many people. They're still looking for him. They're still searching for this guy. And here is a list of mass shootings in America in this year alone. So there have been hundreds of shootings otherwise, but these are the main ones actually. These are the main ones that have happened. I'm reading date-wise, 4th of January, the Utah killings, North Carolina shootout, 7th of January, Goshen, California fatal shooting, 16th of January. You have the Lunar New Year mass shootings in Los Angeles, 21st of January. Mississippi shooting, 17th of February. Murder-suicide in Miami Lake Homes, 10th of March. 2023 Louisville bank shooting. 2023 Dadeville shooting. April 30th, Mojave quadruple homicide. Henrietta mass murder, 1st May. Lake Wales shooting, 2nd May. Allen, Texas mall shooting, 6th of May. Shooting at Tennessee House, 15th of June. Idaho mass shooting on Father's Day, 18th of June. Greenpound mass killing, 2nd July. Philadelphia shooting, 3rd July. Shreveport, Louisiana shooting, 4th of July. Georgia mass shootings, 15th of July. Oklahoma City shooting, 16th of August. Ohio shooting, 24th of August. Romeoville shooting, 17th of September. And now in the month of October, you have this. So, yeah. Very disturbing, ladies and gentlemen, extremely disturbing. I mean, this happens in America with sickening regularity. And what can one say? They need to clamp down. They have very weird gun laws. As I said, you can order guns and weapons and ammunition over the internet. I saw this crazy guy, on YouTube, I saw this crazy guy in Texas. This guy had a tank. He had a battle tank in his house. And he would take this battle tank every weekend and start shooting in the firing ranges there. He just let go. Can you imagine a civilian with a tank? He had a tank. I've seen Americans with anti-aircraft guns. I'm not talking about a rifle. I'm not talking about an automatic weapon or a pistol or a sniper rifle. I'm talking about guys who have explosives in their house. There is just too many weapons, floating all around the United States of America. Now, again, another American news, but this time from Syria, ladies and gentlemen. And the US military has launched airstrikes earlier Friday on 2 locations in eastern Syria linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. The Pentagon said in a retaliation for a slew of drone and missile attacks against US bases and personnel in the region that began early last week. So, in Syria, there is US presence in Syria, and these guys were firing rockets and drones at US bases, and the US decided to hit back. The US Army wants to hit Iranian-backed groups suspecting of targeting US as strongly as possible to deter future aggression. This is what the United States of America is doing wrong. When you say Iran-based groups, why are you hitting them in Syria? This is exactly what India is doing wrong. And I've been a very sharp critic of India's policies also. America is, Iran-backed groups are operating in Syria. The Syrian Iran-backed groups in Syria, they hit the US and US hits them back in Syria. Where is the problem emanating from? It is emanating from Iran. You should go to the source of the problem. That is what teachers teach you in school. Go to the source of the problem. Go to the root of the problem. This is what India does wrong. We are doing counter-terrorism operations in Jammu and Kashmir. Why? The problem is emanating from Pakistan. Go and solve the problem from where it is coming. Go to the origin of the problem and solve it there. Don't solve it where it is having an effect. I mean, of course, you'll do CI ops and CT ops there. Counterinsurgency and counter-terror CI/CT operations will happen there. That's one part of it, but that's like a band-aid thing, yeah. You have to stop it at source. The source is Pakistan. Exactly what America is doing wrong. You got to stop it in Tehran. Don't bomb Syria. Bomb Tehran. I mean, that's what sounds logical to me. Lloyd Austin, Secretary of Defense of the United States of America, he's saying that separate and distinct from ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. So he's saying don't join this with, Israel and Hamas and all this, totally separate. And before I come to this, I just want to say that, this entire thing about 5 terrorists who were killed on the line of control, these are Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists, and, Chinar Corps has said that the infiltration bid was foiled in a joint operation by the Indian Army and Jammu and Kashmir Police. And Mr. Dilbag Singh, DGP of Jammu and Kashmir Police, he said that the area across the LOC was notorious and home to 16 locations from where terrorists were dispatched to infiltrate into India. So, you see, I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is that ever since this Hamas-Israel thing has happened, all these radical Islamist forces have gotten active. And I'm telling you, there is communication between them. I'm not saying on a daily basis they discuss over a cup of coffee in the morning, but there is discussion and talk. Suddenly, you see infiltration happening in Kashmir. Suddenly, you see 8 naval officers being arrested in Qatar and sentenced to death. Suddenly, you have Erdogan saying that, no, Hamas are not the bad guys, they are mujahideen, they are freedom fighters, they are resistance fighters and all that, right? You have the Queen of Jordan saying absolutely something else, that, what Hamas did was wrong, but you have to understand the background and all that. So everybody has got active. Everybody has got active. And this is something that we must understand, that this is not an isolation. I do not think that our 8 former naval officers being sentenced to death is isolated from what is happening along the line of control. 5 Lashkar killed, they were obviously trying to infiltrate, so we killed them. And other things that are happening. There is conversation happening and everybody is trying to put pressure. This whole thing about Qatar is about putting pressure on India. There's nothing else. There's nothing else, because these people have not given proofs. They've done a Justin Trudeau on us. Blame us for something and then not give proof. So this is what is happening. I have another news, along the line of control, actually Arispura. Technically, this is Arispura. So BSF said that in the Arnia area, at around 8 o'clock, 2000 hours, it says, Pakistan Rangers started unprovoked firing and the BSF retaliated. Now, you see, this is all about pushing in terrorists. So that's how you push in terrorists. The Pakistani post starts firing, we get busy, quietly the terrorists infiltrate. This is what is happening. Also, the comments of Antonio Gutteres, he said about the Hamas attack that the Hamas did not attack in vacuum. And he also said that, the clear violations of international humanitarian law that we are witnessing in Gaza. I think the UN chief, Antonio Gutteres, should just shut up. He doesn't know what he's talking about. To me, he looks like a Hamas supporter. And I think he must resign. Israel has said, we are not giving visas to anybody from the United Nations. And Israel also said that they need to be taught a lesson. I agree with you. These people open their mouths too much. They interfere too much. But they don't do anything. When thousands of people were imprisoned in Guantanamo Bay by the US, by CIA, CIA had black sites there, right? Where was the United Nations? These are just paid lackeys, I'm telling you. They have no power, they have no authority. It's like UN is like a huge giant NGO. That's all. Nothing else. Okay, and the last news that I'm going to cover here, ladies and gentlemen, is what Danish Kanaria, a Pakistani cricketer, said very recently. And Danish Kanaria said, this was in conversation with an Indian TV channel, this is exactly what I said, sometime back, and I'd like you to see my video here. एक जगह दिमाग रखो कि हमें मैच जीतना है पाकिस्तान के लिए और हमें उसमें जान डालनी है, तब जाके जीतोगे. ये नमाज पढ़ के आज तक कोई नहीं जीता. आपने कभी देखा है हमारे प्लेयर जो हैं 90% हिंदू प्लेयर्स हैं, 80% हिंदू प्लेयर्स हैं. आपने देखा है कोई पिच में पूजा पाठ कर रहा है? आपने देखा है वहां पे ईसाई प्लेयर्स हैं? आपने देखा है ईसाई प्लेयर्स को कि वहां पे अपने वो फादर आके सर्विस करवा रहा है पिच में, या फादर ने बोला है कि नहीं यहां पे मास होगा, या यहां पे प्रेयर होगी क्रिश्चियंस की? श्रीलंका की टीम में बुद्धिस्ट हैं, आपने कभी देखा है उनको कुछ करते हुए? हमारी टीम में मुसलमान है, भारत की टीम में, आपने उनको देखा कुछ करते हुए? ये खुजली सिर्फ पाकिस्तान को है, और ये बहुत जिसको कहते हैं ना गंदी वाली खुजली, इनको खा जाए। Ladies and gentlemen, did you see this now? He said, do you think Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli don't pray? This is what Danish Kaneria said. You know, you've seen my video. Now please see Danish Kaneria's video.
बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं आप, इसमें दो राय नहीं है, क्योंकि वो धर्म पे कर रही है, फिर उसके बाद पॉलिटिकल पे कर रही है, राजनीति पे कर रही है, तीसरा खेल जो पहला होना चाहिए खेल उस पे उनका ध्यान नहीं, तो रिजल्ट आपको ये देखने मिल रहे हैं। और जब ये लोग बात करते हैं ना यार, मैं तो समझ नहीं आती है कि आप मतलब ग्राउंड में अपना ठीक है, आप नमाज पढ़ो, आप ड्रेसिंग रूम में वहां जाके पढ़ो, सबके सामने दिखावा क्या है? हमारा भी है, हम लोग भी करते हैं, पूजा पाठ करते हैं, सारा कुछ करते हैं, ग्राउंड में तो नहीं हम लोग आरती शुरू कर देते या कुछ कर देते, हम तो ऐसा नहीं करते। लेकिन ये पता नहीं क्यों इस तरह से माइंडसेट हो गया कि हर चीज गलत ही करनी है, लोगों को दिखाना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, कि यार मतलब कि यार हम सब पूजा करते हैं, क्या विराट कोहली पूजा नहीं करता है, रोहित शर्मा नहीं करता है, क्या शमी नमाज नहीं पढ़ता होगा, सिराज नमाज नहीं पढ़ता, वो तो नहीं ग्राउंड में कभी नमाज पढ़ते हुए नजर आए? तो इन लोग को ये हरकतें करनी क्यों है? मतलब कि व्हाई वांट टू शो द अराउंड द वर्ल्ड कि हम इतना वो है। क्रिकेट पे फोकस करे, क्रिकेट के ऊपर वो करे, कोच आता है तो कोच कहता है दिल दिल पाकिस्तान गाना नहीं बजा, जय श्री राम बजा। पहले तो मैं उनको बताना चाहता हूँ कि जय श्री राम का मतलब क्या? राम भगवान का मतलब, जय श्री राम का मतलब है ग्रीटिंग है भाई, आपको वेलकम कर रहे हैं।
So, what do you think? Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli don't pray? He's talking about Mohammad Rizwan and the Pakistan team, offering namaz on the pitch. Why should somebody want to offer namaz on the... What's wrong with these Pakistanis mentally? And he said exactly what I said, that, in India, he said, what do they need to do it in front of everyone? We also do our puja, but we don't start doing aarti on the ground. What do you think? Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli don't pray? Or Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj don't offer namaz? Of course they do. Right? So, the thing is that you see this overt display of religion publicly just to drive home a political point. This is what the Pakistanis are experts at, Let's read namaz on the road. Let's offer namaz on the field. Let's push the boundaries. And if somebody says no, we'll scream Islamophobia, we'll play the victim card, because this is what they have learned from the Palestinians. Play the victim card. Once you have the victim card, you don't need a debit card, you don't need a credit card, because you have the victim card. It works everywhere, just swipe. So he's asking them, he says, everybody prays. Everybody prays, yeah? Why can't you do so? Why can't you practice religion in the privacy of your homes? Why do you have to do it, in public? And Waqar Yunus, you remember that? Waqar Yunus saying, and here is Waqar Yunus' video. Waqar Yunus says, I was very happy when Mohammad Rizwan, prayed or offered namaz in front of Hindus. This is like a victory. You're in a Hindu country and one guy goes up and he offers namaz to Allah and in front of everybody, and everybody says, okay, This is exactly what they do, these Pakistanis. And they've learnt it from the Palestinians. Same thing, same nature. Offer namaz where people are decent and nobody will object, and go and push them, occupy their space. This is what the Pakistanis are doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that we come to the end of our video. We have only one comment in English, one question, and I would request the English audience to please write more questions, because it's frankly very engaging and I love answering your questions, but I don't get any. So, this is Harshal Mehta. What role do you foresee by countries like fundamentalist Muslim Saudi Arabia, UAE and Kuwait, Bahrain play in the future relationship with Israel? Will they recognize and establish their future diplomatic relations with Israel? Hi Harshal. Yes, absolutely they will. You see, nobody wants Hamas. Nobody wants the Palestinians. Trust you me when I say this. Saudi Arabia has not taken one Palestinian on its soil, and none of these countries that you mentioned, Bahrain and all that, they have welcomed Palestinians. They don't care. They have not even given money to the Palestinians. They say, get lost. We don't like you. The problem is that the Muslim street, everywhere, across the world, is, and in these Middle Eastern countries especially, is interchangeably with Hamas and Palestinians. So if you say that, hey, you are with Palestinians or you are with Hamas, you say, no, I said Palestinians, but you are trying to portray us as terrorists and all that. So that victim card thing is also there. and that's very common in the Middle East, and it all started by the Palestinians. They are the people who invented the victim card. So Saudi Arabia knows that nobody is willing to take Palestinians, and nobody wants to destroy their, diplomatic relations with Israel or any other country just because of a few terrorists, and they're biding for time. After this attack and this war has not finished off the issue with diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain and on one side and Israel on the other side. No, it's merely postponed it for a few years. I think after 1 or 2 years, when things settle down, they'll again try and do this. So nothing there. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.